Welcome back, fellow dragons. I've made myself food, but I'm going to eat it while playing this. So have fun hearing me slurp ramen. I'm going to try to be quiet about it. But I'm not going to... I don't have my mic... I'm not going to mute and unmute my mic every fucking time I need to do something. Yeah, I'm not going to mute it every time I need to take a bite. He's a real sadist, you know? Good luck.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. And nightmare. I'm not repeating that scream. Even spicy, the ramen was a mistake. It's too hot. Fuck. Oh. Just a dream about that day again. Jeez, could this get any worse? It can. You could be in Ron's route. Days had passed since that barbarian captured me. Since then I had been plagued by nightmares. I could not sleep, I could barely eat. I knew I could not let things go this way, but I could not get my body to listen. Curse you, Ron. Next time I see you, I swear I will make you regret what you did to me. Since the day of my capture, I had not once left this room. Scanning the room, I could see a variety of strange devices lining the shelves. I admit to being mildly curious about them, but I could not be sure that any of them would not explode in my hands, so I refrained from touching them. They must all belong to that brute. I wonder, is he the one Ron called Natsuhiko? Yes, he is. The barbarian in the white coat, my captor, thinking about it, he never did mention his name. Not that I would do him the courtesy of using it, even if I did know. Arrogant, blunt, and utterly insufferable, he waved his gun in my face at the slightest excuse. Had I never met a man like him before in my life. I had never met a man like him before in my life. Sakuya, my childhood friend, was pleasant, polite, and courteous. He would never act like this boor. His company, at least, I enjoyed. Of course, Sakuya is the only man I have ever spent much time with, so I could not say for sure what is usual behavior for a man. Fun fact, it's acting like a human. That's the usual behavior. Boom. I did not take much time to get to know the boys aboard the ship either, though to be honest, it is more that I made a point of avoiding them. Ron said this Natsuhiko person is a sadist. I wonder what that word means. Ah, that looks like a dictionary. I doubt that will explode in my hands. Maybe. So, sadist, here it is. That's just Ron's interpretation. Natsuhiko isn't actually a sadist, but he is definitely not a good guy. He is a good person that does bad things. And those bad things are not justified by him being a good person. They're not excused by that. You can be a good person, do horrible things, and still not have that be okay. Unfortunately, that is a possibility. To a less extreme degree, a lot of politicians there are politicians that are good people, but they go about doing things the wrong way. And that way ends up allowing for corruption to happen and makes the entire situation worse. There are very few politicians that are actually good people, let me clarify. Most of them are at the local level, too. Unfortunately, where I live, a lot of the local politicians, like 90% of them are corrupt. 90% of all politicians are corrupt, though. And the 10% that aren't corrupt aren't doing enough to get rid of the ones that are, and aren't doing enough to make sure that the ones that are punished. Partially because they don't want to be punished for if they slip up, too. In fact, there's plenty of politicians that start out not being corrupt and end up becoming that. Because they're like, well, if we can't fix the system, might as well join it. So, yeah, no, we as humans, we as people need to hold all the politicians accountable for their own actions. Kick them all out of office, every last one of them, all at once. Just kick everyone out, replace them, and make them, give them a severance pay that is, at least for the United States, whatever the current federal minimum wage is for whatever country. In the case of the United States, it is $7.25 an hour as of the current year, which is, as of 2023, it is currently still $7.25 an hour. Give them a severance pay and maybe even be generous. Give them a 40-hour work week. Still not gonna be enough, is it? Especially not with inflation having been out of control since the 90s. And getting worse, steadily. A person who derives pleasure and gratification from inflicting pain and/or humiliation upon others. One who enjoys being cruel. He does not enjoy those things. This is in her mind. Well, does it hurt? Have I humiliated you yet? I am not reading this. Because it makes me too uncomfortable. And Natsuhiko is not a... Natsuhiko does a lot of bad things. But he doesn't enjoy doing them. He just thinks that that's what he has to do. He's like, okay, so the only way I'm gonna be able to do what needs to be done is by playing the bad guy. Alright, I'll play the fucking bad guy. I'm coming in. What was with that squeak? Scream? I did not scream right now. Who said anything about a scream? I said it was a squeak. Sit. I brought you food. He set a bowl of rice porridge in front of me. The mild scent of rice wafted to my nose, riding wisps of steam that rose from the bowl. Eat. I turned away from him, saying nothing. Huh, gutsy, considering that I hold your life in my hands. How could I possibly trust anything you prepare? Just looking at it makes me lose my appetite. Whether or not you trust me, refusing to eat is definitely going to kill you. Might as well take your chances and eat something. Shut up and leave me be. You are planning on killing all of the espers anyway, are you not? Then I shall at least make one of them easy for you. Sit and watch me starve to death. I told you I'd allow you all to live if you didn't cross me. Should I take your decision to starve as your answer to that proposition? Why should I obey some brute who admits that he wishes to kill my friends? Oh, though if I'm a bother to you, I will gladly increase my efforts. He moved, I reflexively crouched in a defensive stance. What, going to threaten me with your little gun again? I can still use my barriers, so your little threats are meaningless to me. But he didn't pull out his gun. He picked up a spoon. Moving slowly, he dipped it into the bowl of porridge and lifted up a healthy spoonful. Still moving slowly, he put it in his own mouth. There, I tested it for you. Are you satisfied now? It's not poisoned. Open your mouth. Dipping the same spoon back into the porridge, he scooped out some more and held it out to me. Never! I'm not going to put my mouth on a utensil that you just used. Oh, god damn it! Holy fuck, Natsuhiko! I could feed you mouth to mouth if you prefer it that way. Mouth? I'll be generous and give you a choice. He expects me to pick one. Spoon. Mouth to mouth? You must be kidding me. Then quit scurrying around and eat. If you don't, I'll tie you up and pour it down your throat. You brute! You know what? You may have your barriers, but I know they're affected by your mental state. You know what? I'm gonna rewind and see the other one, because I don't want the bad ending for this one. I didn't want the bad ending for any of them, but I don't want the bad ending for this one. I'm gonna implement the same rules as I did with the Itsuki route. I get one per episode. If I fuck up again, I fuck up again. I know I broke the rules during the Itsuki episode route, but, yeah. And he doesn't have the purple arrows like Ron's route did. Ron's route, I could reset once for each purple arrow that I got in a route. The purple bond-ups are bad in Ron's route. I didn't get the ending that results from those, thankfully. Fuck it. Double down, double down, bitch. Mouth to mouth, then. Do it if you dare. What? Try anything fresh with me and I will bite your barbaric tongue clean off. I regret the ramen, fellow dragons. You know what? I'm taking the headphones off for this. I keep grabbing my microphone with my chopsticks. Thankfully, that isn't even really the microphone that's getting picked up. It's the one that's attached to my computer itself. It seems the Cougar Guardian counts as taunting men as a hobby of hers. He loomed over me, bringing his face close to mine. He looked into my eyes, and I knew he saw me. I knew that he saw that that he had shaken me hard, my face nearly betraying the pathetic fear I felt. I tried too hard to maintain my composure, but he was so close I could scarcely breathe. I froze, unable to even blink. What's wrong? Weren't you going to bite my tongue off? He smirked. I knew he was mocking me, but I couldn't find the strength to respond. I know what kind of woman you are. You pretend that you're strong and brave. Well, now hold on. You're using an incorrect term. That's got to be an incorrect translation, because actual bravery is being scared and doing what needs to be done anyway. But a barrier, huh? Stop calling me trouble. I'm not going to put up with this nonsense every time I try to feed you. Next time, I won't be so kind. You may have your barriers, but I know that they are affected by your mental state. Keep starving yourself, and you'll make it that much easier for me to kill you later. I do not intend to force you to kill other espers. If you wish to die, you can still easily do so after you hear what I have to say. Well, spit it out then. Tell me what it is you really want to say. Talking to someone who is too starved to listen is a waste of effort. Pompous man, can you stop being so condescending? That's kind of Natsuhiko's whole deal. He's kind of a condescending douche. But boy, is he an interesting character. But I do know that I have gotten much weaker since I got here. I cannot afford to put on a stubborn front for much longer. You start eating, and I'll start talking. What is it he wants to make me do? I do not know why, but he is after the lives of all the espers. I thought he may have intended to make me kill them for him. But he said he would not force me to do that, so he must have some other purpose in mind for me then. My power is to create barriers. Does he intend to have me protect something for him? Quit dithering and eat. I am. Stop rushing me. I am. Stop rushing me. Cold porridge is so disgusting. It is hard to force it down. Disgusting. I did not mean it. It was disgusting in, that way. It is, He did go to the trouble of making it for me. It would be rude to insult it. Girl, it's too early for this to set in. Come on now. I'm in no mood to apologize to him. If not for this brute, I would not even be here. I just prefer my porridge to be piping hot, hot enough to scald my tongue. Damn. There, I ate it. Now what is it you mean to have me do? There's a very specific bastard I wish to kill. Technically, he is a man, I guess. I am no murderer. True, you haven't the guts for it. Killing a person is not a matter of guts. This is someone's life we're talking about. True. He suddenly drew his gun out, looking at it. Guns did not exist in our world until recently. But now that they do, they're quickly being adopted by most countries. You are not the only person who owns one. The barbarian put the gun down and reached out and began fiddling with another device. The size is different, but this looks like something we had on the ship. It is that odd board with the moving pictures. What is that? War. That is war. I was familiar with the concept of war. Massive armed conflict between multiple nations. But the last time anything like that had happened was centuries and centuries ago. These days we hit the world to prevent anything like that from ever happening again. This is the work of a certain scientist. Well, I guess he is no longer a scientist. I should call him a weapons broker instead. He has sold weapons to countries all over the globe. As a result, armed conflicts are starting to break out. They're small now, but one day... But why? Why do something like that? Everyone knows that nothing good ever comes from war. Humans are greedy bitches. How could anyone even think of doing such a thing? He's trying to recreate the disaster of 2056. Huh? Exposition comes early this route, fellow dragons. Usually, if it happens at all, it comes at the end. And some routes don't even get that. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard something. 2056? It was only the year 1919. How could he possibly know what would happen over a century in the future? How could anything in the year 2056 happen again? That is nearly 150 years in the future. Even Sarata said the year he came from was only 2015. Sarata. You mean Sarata Suzuhara? You know of Sarata? He's the child you found, correct? Ron sent me a report on him. He said that Sarata claims he comes from the future. I guess there's no hiding that now. Yes, he insists he is from the year 2015, but he is still only a child. There's little need to take everything he says seriously. 2015. Does he know which 2015? Natsuhiko's dishing all the spoilers for other routes. I'd recommend not I should have said this sooner, but I recommend not watching his first. Huh? What do you mean, which 2015? The one that is still a century in the future. I assume he thinks he traveled back in time. He couldn't have, though. That's impossible. Of course it is impossible. I know that, but the child insists on it. We play along with it out of kindness to him. The only possibility I can think of is that he is a survivor of the third cycle of the world. Third cycle? What on earth do you mean by that? There are no cycles of the world. Yes, there are. Our world's history is constantly being rewritten. We are on the fourth cycle now. What? For some reason my heart has started to race. You must be joking! Rewriting history is an even crazier idea than time travel. Not really. It's just that in this fictional world, it's able to happen in an instant, as opposed to the real world, where it's slow and just over a couple decades, where people purposely make sure certain things aren't taught in schools, or they gloss over certain things so that they get forgotten. Or it makes certain atrocities seem like they weren't that bad. I'm still confused that people in a college history, well, sort of history class that I had, people didn't fucking know about the frickin' internment camps that America subjected the Asian American community to, especially Japanese American citizens to, during World War II. Whatever reasons they had that made it seem like a good idea at the time, do not make it okay. I was surprised that the only people in the class that knew about it were me and the professor. It's like, I learned about this shit in middle school. We did gloss over a little bit of it, but we at least learned that it was a thing. So, yeah, intentionally glossing over countries will intentionally have things be glossed over in history books and history lessons that they are ashamed that their country did. But if those things are allowed to be forgotten, they will simply be repeated. You do not gloss over the bad and only focus on the good. You learn about the good, the bad, and the good, so that you can continue to be better. So that you learn from the mistakes of the past. You cannot learn from the past if the past is being hidden from you or just, like, not taught. And that's one of the problems that, and that's a problem. You cannot learn from the past if the entire past is not taught. Just because things are inconvenient or uncomfortable doesn't mean you can just gloss over them and not teach them. You slowly, over time, ease it in. Like, with small children, like, we'll use Christopher Columbus's bullshit as an example. You say, okay, so this is how Christopher Columbus found the Americas, thinking he found India because he was an idiot. Also, he was a horrible person. We will get into that when you were older. But he was not a good guy. He was a conquistador who are not good people. Alright, who's texting me? Is that little bro? Yep, that was a what and a frown. About the AC. So yeah. Rewriting history is actually a really realistic thing that happens all the fucking time in every fucking country of this world. Especially with, it's even worse in dictatorships. But it happens in every fucking country. To some degree. And that's not okay. You must be joking. Rewriting history is an even crazier idea than time travel. I cannot calm down. I think that this topic is unsettling me. Try and confuse me with your nonsense all you want, but I will not fall for it. It's not nearly as impossible as you think. In fact, it's your powers that make it possible. What? We've gone off on a tangent. I'll tell you more about that at the proper time. This man has knowledge that I do not. These are things that I need to know. I have to make him explain them to me. I'm gonna take a quick intermission to finish my ramen and text little bro back. I'm back, fellow dragons. I'm sorry if you hear my ceiling fan. It's fucking hot. You would have already been hearing it, but it's fucking hot. So why do I feel so relieved that he is suddenly changing the subject? Anyway, back to this bastard Shiro that I want to murder. The fires of war are spreading. Stopping one skirmish here or there is pointless. The root cause needs to be destroyed. Until that weapons broker is dead, wars will never stop. I'm developing weapons to use against him, but I have no way to match his manpower. To beat him, I need your barriers. They can stop 3-inch artillery and even missiles. And so you had me captured and brought here. Right. To stop a war? This cycle should have worked. It would have worked. If he hadn't appeared, we would have had scientific advancement and stable peace. I do not fully understand the details of what he is saying, but stopping war is a good and just thing to do. Knowing that, I can hardly just turn around and leave now. But if he is trying to stop a war, then why did he say he intends to kill the Espers? I'm gonna spoil this right now. Because the route never fully comes out and says it. The reason, and this is more spoilers for other routes, the reason why Natsuhiko wants to kill all the Espers is because he doesn't want people using their powers. He doesn't want people using the Espers and their powers as just more tools for war. And unfortunately, even if he stops the reverting of history repeatedly cycle, the scientists that are part of that are handling the reset shit are the second the little thing that they're maintaining that allows the reset to happen permanently shuts down because of sheer age. The second that happens, they start thinking about using the Espers to scare everyone into not fighting. And to use fear as a control method. And Natsuhiko refuses to let that happen, so the only way he can see to do that is killing all the Espers. In most routes, he's able to be corrected on that. Keyword, most routes. There's one where, problems continue to happen, but, that one's age restricted. Because that one's Ron's route. Oh, and then there's one that, then there's also Saku's route, which is, because reasons, different. If you cooperate with me, I will delay killing the Espers until later. It will still be quite some time before they reach their destination. What? How can you know how much time it will take for the ship to arrive? Good question. You were going to lie to me again? Why bother? You wouldn't understand. Trying to explain it to you is a waste of breath. And to top it off, you insult me. What else could I expect from someone who's so brainless and compliant that she simply goes along with whatever the world says without question? It is true that I do not understand. There is so much going on that I simply do not comprehend. But I am doing my best to try and learn. The world ordered us to become emissaries to various countries in the world so that we could use our powers to promote peace. We were told that we would first travel to America. However, even after a month in the air, we are still no closer to reaching it. At first, I thought it was simply because America was that distant, but I learned that it is not. Treading on uncertain ground, I began speaking slowly, carefully choosing my words. The barbarian's demeanor quickly changed. Where he had been arrogant and condescending a moment ago, he now listened intently to what I said. That look on Natsuhiko's face is maybe there's hope after all. Maybe I won't have to kill these fucks. There were no snide comments, no petty insults. He simply listened and looked me right in the eye. That helped a lot. It allowed me to finally say things I had never uttered to anyone else. Things about the ship I had started to question. That the world did not order the journey. Or that someone was defying the world's orders. I think it's that one because that's what she actually feels. That is why. We had been flying in circles. Someone aboard the ship was defying the world's orders. For some unknown reason, they wanted to prevent us from reaching America. That is why we were flying in circles for such a long time. I don't think that's the case, but I already used my run do-over. Am I wrong? Why ask me that? Who else is here for me to ask? Wait, no, that is not what I meant to ask. The Espers are working to promote peace, and you say you wish to kill them. But you also say you intended to kill the man who is causing the wars in order to bring peace. I cannot reconcile the two yous in my head. Oh. If you happen to be correct, then that means the Espers, who truly are trying to use their powers for peace, are being manipulated by someone. Yay, right answer! Oh, she's not stupid. What is so funny? I was being serious, you know. I simply hadn't expected you to be someone with enough brains to piece that together, is all. Did he have to put it that way? It is odd, though. For a brute, he can still smile. He's always been such a stern and insufferable man that I was not sure he could. The Norn emits a special signal on board. It is supposed to prevent passengers from thinking about things they aren't supposed to know yet. It is commendable that you were able to get that close to the truth under those circumstances. The Norn? Do you mean the ship? Yes, that spheroid ship is officially named the Norn. A signal that prevents people from thinking about things they are not supposed to know. Something obviously isn't right, but no one is noticing. They're all so oblivious. I almost have to wonder if they've been hypnotized. So, Sarata was right. We were, in a way. Your logic is slightly off, but you did arrive at the correct conclusion. You lot of espers are, in fact, being deceived. By whom? Is it someone aboard the ship? If you want to learn the truth, then help me kill Shiro Yuiga. Yuiga? That is the name of the weapons broker. He has the same last name as Kakeru. He sure does. And oh boy, does that cause problems for Kakeru's backstory. Poor guy is the victim of child abuse. But Kakeru could not possibly have ties to the evil weapons broker, could he? Unfortunately. You know, Mikoto, it's not that you're dumb. You aren't. You're just too eager. Seeing you charge first into everything is painful to watch. Oh, but I'm okay with you the way you are. Smart idiots are the easiest to manipulate. I'm sure we'll get along great. What is it? Of course, Kakeru is perfectly fine being vile. I must have forgotten about that in the few days that I have not seen him. Alright, I guess I might help you. However, in exchange, I want you to tell me everything that you know. That was almost disgustingly obliging of you. I thought you would drag your feet more. I dislike being left in the dark on subjects I must know. I also dislike being deceived. But most of all, I utterly detest war. If there's anything I can do to rid the world of those horrible gun devices, I will gladly do it. Well, excuse me for charging in and giving my all to each problem I face, Kakeru, you piece of shit. Oh dear, burps now. You will just have to live with it, because this is who I am. Besides, if I can bring peace back to everyone, then the future that Sakuya saw may change as well. About that, it's probably already changed. Huh. Well, aren't you the gallant one? I can't say I dislike it. I am not doing this out of any particular desire to make you like me. No need to worry about that. I don't. Really? What wonderful news. I too have a favor to ask. Could you refrain from entering my room? Why? Because I do not like having a boorish brute of a man tromping about in my personal space. Your space? This is my research lab. Hey, I have a right to this space. You were the one who kidnapped me. So yeah, no you don't. You can at least do me the courtesy of giving me some kind of space. Oh wow, they were in there for hours. Hey, Natsuhiko, dinner's ready. Huh? Oh, shit. Wait, are there more men here besides you? I forgot about Setsu. What about women? Are there any other women here around here at all? Relax, we won't do anything to you. We? So there are more than one of you out there? No, I will not tolerate this. Natsuhiko, come on. How long am I gonna have to wait for you to introduce me? Good day, noble princess. Lovely raven-haired goddess. I will be honored to get to know you. Look, we're leaving. Calm down. Aww. How can you expect me to trust that you will not do anything to me? Ron is your cohort, correct? Do you have any idea what he did to me? He pushed me off the roof. He pushed me off the roof of the ship. I know about that. That's how I caught you. You did not order him to do that, did you? No, I would never. That's not the way he did it. I was supposed to arrive soon. He was supposed to wait longer first. Acting so righteous, saying you'll stop the wars right after you tried to push a fragile woman into the sky. I just said I didn't do that. Really, if I find out that you were lying to me, I will make you regret it. I do not waste energy on lies. No, stay away from me. Why are you acting so frightened? Damn it, Ron! He's a sadist, someone who enjoys hurting and humiliating people. He doesn't enjoy it. That's just, okay. He's just surrounded by idiots. This is his problem. His friends are Ron and Setsu. You guys have only barely met Setsu, but oh boy, once you get to know him, you'll be very uncomfortable. He's a sadist, someone who enjoys hurting and humiliating people. Natsuhiko, I heard a scream. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna try this again. Because I think I've decided that I'm gonna have him be super nasally, which the only way I am able to do a super nasally voice is by plugging my nose. Natsuhiko, I heard a scream a second ago. You okay? Don't tell me you're getting ill in the middle of the day. No fair. They're Ron's cohorts. Friends of a vile, horrible sadist. Ugh. Just get out! Leave now! No one ever told me that there was more than one man here. I cannot tolerate this. This is unacceptable. Natsuhiko, what'd you do to little Miss Princess in there? Nothing. Yeah, right. She looked more terrified than a concerned rabbit. Yeah, right. She looked more terrified than a cornered rabbit. She had those berries of hers up nonstop. Keeping those berries up is gonna tire her out, right? And she's looking pretty beat. Hey, Miss Princess, I wouldn't do anything a lady would have to worry about, honest. I'm completely harmless. Oh, right, by the way, I'm Setsu Takashima. The character for my name also reads Yuki. That's a nice, non-threatening name, right? Having the character for my name also be Snow? Setsu, pay attention where you're flying. Come on, Natsuhiko. Call me Yuki, not Setsu. Yuki's a way better, kinder name, don't you think, Miss Princess? I do not have the slightest interest in what you call yourself. Now will you stop blathering on and take me to that battlefield or whatever? Yes, ma'am. You are not to speak to her unless it is absolutely necessary. Aw, why not? I love girls who are sharp-tongued like that. I'm gonna start over. Aw, why not? I love girls who are sharp-tongued like that. I totally get off on the abuse. Twisted bastard. My strength is not returning. I constantly feel lethargic as well. I wonder how everyone else is doing. I hope Koharu and Nanami are well. Sakuya, he's probably livid by this point. Hey, I told you not to come in here! I have business with you, so there's no other option. Business? What business? How are you feeling? Perfectly fine, of course. Well then, let's go. Come with me. Go? Go where? To the battlefield. The battlefield, the place where war is fought. Once I see it, I will have no other choice but to believe what the barbarian has told me. Hey, don't hunch down over there. Why not? What does it matter to you what I do? Crouching like that will make you airsick. I am feeling a little ill. The other ship didn't shake or roll at all, not like this one. Just fucking listen to him. It pains me to listen to anything that man has to say, but it seems to be prudent in this case. Fuck. I think refuse was the right answer. Fuck it. I'm using a second one, and then I'm using my one for next episode now. I can do that. I just can't use it next episode instead. But I will not meekly bend to his will, no matter what I'm feeling. Airsick? Me? Ha! I would never get airsick on such a tiny ship as this. Now go away and leave me. Come on, I'll take you somewhere with less turbulence. I took his hand and let him pull me up. More importantly, away from this bastard. For a split second, his stoic facade cracked. I caught a glimpse of non-expression, halfway between annoyance and sadness. After I stood up, he still did not release my hand. He simply stared at my arm and said nothing. What? Nothing. My, it really does not shake here at all. I ought to thank him. Whoa! Natsuhiko the gentleman. Wasn't that just so considerate? Oh, don't tell me what I said yesterday bothered you. Was that it? I didn't want any puke in my ship. That's all. I would never be so crass as to vomit. Uh-huh. You're as pale as a sheet. Also, it is a bodily function. You outright cannot control it. You can only hold it back for so long. If your body's going to vomit, it will make you vomit. And it will not be stopped. If not via your mouth, then through your nose, which is far less pleasant. You wouldn't want to make an already unpleasant experience more unpleasant. Who would look all rosy and healthy when they are forced to spend time with a brute like you? Oh, brute. Man, that's got a nice ring to it. We've almost reached our destination. Our destination was the... Oh, wait, no, still. Our destination was the sky above a large city. We were quite far up, but I could still hear the sounds of a battle loud and clear. Wait, this is a city. Why did they choose such a populous area to have a battle? War happens where people are. It's that simple. What? The aggressor is attacking from the air. They have a fighter aircraft. A larger nation, perhaps? Hey, Natsuhiko, it looks like the enemy out there is Shiro Yuiga's personal army. I hear he started contracting out his forces, so this is probably one of their new gigs. Huh? Easy there, Miss Princess. What exactly do you think you're doing? The explosion stopped. You just set up a barrier, didn't you? Around the entire town? What? Seriously? No way! Stopping one fight means nothing. Protecting this city simply means those aircraft will fly off and bomb a different one. Quiet! You're distracting me! Hold on, whoa, no pushing yourself in that condition, Miss Princess. You'll kill yourself. Come on, Natsuhiko, you tell her. You gotta get her to stop. Who knows what'll happen? Can you hold that barrier for 30 minutes? Huh? We'll shoot down all the fighter craft. You can't be serious. That is the Shiro Yuiga's army out there, you know. Sure, it's not the main army, but still. As much as it pained me, I could tell how many of them there were just from the attacks hitting my barriers. Impossible! He is only boasting. There is no way he could destroy all of those ships. His face did not bear the slightest concern. In fact, he wore a rakish grin on his face. He was having fun. Setsu, You said you get off on abuse, right? Okay, we'll do it. Wait a minute, I'm not keeping this bear up for half an hour. Burps because of soda combined with heat problem. You get 10 minutes. That is as long as I will hold it for you. Yes, ma'am. He cannot possibly do this. It is impossible. But I have no choice but to trust him. Amazing. He really is shooting them down one after another. We may actually be able to save this town after all. "15 minutes. That was all the time it took to destroy every one of Shiro Yuiga's aircraft. I doubted they were pushovers either, and many of them were, and there were so many of them there too. I guess that means this Natsuhiko character is not too shabby at this himself. Were I by myself, I would not have been able to save that town. I ought to thank him. Wait, why am I feeling so happy about this? It's the Stockholm Syndrome. It's really starting to get to you now. You're developing sympathy for your captor and also feelings. Good news for you, though, Mikoto. You are a fictional character in a fictional story that as long as I do not continue to fuck up, or if I keep breaking my own rules and rewinding when it's convenient for me, which I don't think that actually did anything for me, honestly. I don't think I saw a bond up happen. That just added an extra scene. You're experiencing Stockholm Syndrome, girl. That is probably webtoon. It is. It needs to shut up. And also treat its creators better. Why am I feeling so happy about this? It's the Stockholm Syndrome. Good thing you're a fictional character in this. As long as I continue to not fuck up, this actually ends very nicely for everyone. If he is good, it is a bigger problem for me. Once this is all over, we will return to being enemies again. Not if you both can win each other over. Man, Miss Princess isn't waking up. Man, Miss Princess isn't waking up for nothing. Maybe she used up all her powers? Seeing her like this, you'd think she's just a normal girl. You wouldn't think she's got super amazing barrier power. As long as we got her, we might actually be able to do something about Shiro Yuiga. Oh, but that's only if she decides to keep helping us. Given how she's utterly terrified of you, she might just try to run away someday. Even if she doesn't run away, she might get so weak she withers up and dies. I ever tell you that I had a pet parakeet once? It was named P. We had to move and it couldn't adjust to new environment. One day it just croaked. She kind of reminds me of P. First off, you used a double negative back there. Second, would you please shut up? That woman is more of a pain to deal with when she's awake.
Oh, I get it. You want to let her sleep because she works so hard. That's what you really mean, right? Gotcha.
Is it morning already? Actually, no. That's a good stopping point for this episode. I have to go to work, fellow dragons. I'm going to record more of this later. See you next time. Bye.